Well, hello. Welcome to Suburban Homesteader, Wyoming, Arizona. I was checking it on my phone too because I'm having some computer issues. So if it all of a sudden gets frozen, don't worry. I'll just go out and I'll come back in. I don't know what the deal is. We have been having Wi-Fi issues for the really about last week. But we are getting new internet on Thursday, on the 5th. So I'm so excited about that. So today it is Labor Day, and we are talking about Labor Day workers and what is the craziest job you ever had in your life? And people are just popping in. Diana's here. Oh, Diana and I were talking about that I was a bartender when I was about 21 years old. Hello, Anne. Hi, Jesse and Lisa. And What Life? Hello, good evening. So, in the chat, tell me the craziest job you have ever had in your life. Oh, Anne says that she was having trouble. She couldn't leave comments on any of the videos except lives for about a week now. Also, maybe it's just a combination of stuff. And Anne from Little Frenchy in Big Texas is here. Hello. And Madeline is here. Oh, Madeline was a car hop on rollerblades at Dog and Suds. We had a Dog and Suds when we were growing up. I loved it. And What Life says, observe the first Monday in September. Labor Day is an annual celebration of social and economic achievements for American workers. That is so true. And look I got notes on Labor Day. I thought while you guys were telling me the craziest things that you knew, or the craziest job you had, I would tell you some of the things I know about Labor Day. What Life says, New York was the first state to introduce a bill, but Oregon was the first to pass a law recognizing Labor Day, February 21st, 1887. And Congress, the President Cleveland, actually signed, so we had a national Labor Day, June 28th, 1894. And in that law, it said it would be the first Monday of September. So I think that's kind of cool because all of us are workers. You know, I've had a lot of different jobs, and it is always interesting. Anne says, my most boring job was a lifeguard, the Olympic swimming pool in UT Austin. Amazing swimmers there, nobody to save. Well, Anne, you still got paid. So, and you didn't have to worry. And hello, Angie. Angie says, hi, everyone. Sitting here watching and eating freeze-dried ranch cucumbers. How was it? Are they good, Ange? Anne's first job. She says, my first job was a soda jerk, making ice cream sodas and desserts. I was 17 and had fun, but got ice cream everywhere, including myself. And Nancy is here. Hi, Nancy. We were talking about the craziest jobs since it's Labor Day, jobs that you had. My very first job, I was a babysitter, but my first official job was I worked at Daisy Dale, and they had drive-ups. I wasn't on roller skates like some people were on roller skates, but it was a great first job. It seriously was a great first job. And she says that those cucumbers are so good. That's right. You're telling us your age we actually had Dog and Suds when I grew up still in the 60s. And I'm not sure if we still had it in the 70s, but I know we had it in the 60s. Hi, Jose. How are you? Jesse says, the craziest job I ever had when I was a kid. I used to clean up under counters at a nearby grocery store where they would let me keep all the change I could find. I bought candy to rot my teeth. That is awesome. I mean, everybody should have a first job. I think there's nothing wrong with kids shoveling snow, mowing lawns, babysitting. For the most part, we couldn't get a regular job till we were 16. And I assume that it's probably similar still. Thank you very much, Anne. I appreciate that. And Madeline says it was 1967 and she was 16 years old. Woohoo! But today is important for all the people that are workers. And you look across America and we have a great history of workers. We have built things and designed things and invented things that is just amazing. Diana says, we did not have them in Connecticut that late. I suppose it just depends on, people buying franchises. Babysitting and trimming baby Christmas trees. Oh, see, that is interesting. When you were 13 years old. Oh, my gosh. Jesse says, I would have never believed Anne was a jerk. That's a soda jerk, Jesse. Soda jerk. Nancy's craziest job was babysitting, especially some weird neighbors. Only did one time. No, but really babysitting, like I had a job all summer long. And so they didn't hardly pay you anything, but it was great fun. And you had some spending money and you could buy some clothes and you could go places. And it was great fun, actually. Hi, Julie. How are ya? Craziest job. Theme park character. Okay, Julie, what character were you? That we want to know. That's for sure. Now, while you guys are telling me all your crazy jobs, do you know that there wasn't a Department of Labor till 20 years after there was an official Labor Day? I thought, how does that work? I don't know. Henry, how are ya? First job was sorting empties in a local grocery store. Fun. I'm assuming empty bottles. Jesse says, oh, see, and he's backtracking now. So my craziest job really was a bartender. I was 21 years old. Angie was little. I was a single mom. And I learned how to make drinks. I didn't stay there very long. That's a hard job to do. And there's a lot of things about that just weren't for me. But it was a learning experience. And so that's okay. Yep, see, everybody wants to know. She says there may or may not have been ears and white gloves involved. Ooh, a Minnie Mouse. Madeline did babysit 2 kids when she was 14 and 15, full-time for the summer, before she became a car hop. I think a lot of us at that age used to babysit. It's different now, babysitting. Like my youngest daughter, she has to find babysitters because some of her work that she does is on the weekends. So the kids aren't at school or daycare. And for 2 kids, she pays almost $20 an hour. And I thought, how is that possible? Now, she does have people that are, the people that babysit actually do work at a daycare. But they come to her house. And I just think that's a crazy amount of money. And Jennifer is here too. Hello, how are you? Anne says bartending is a hard job. I did that for a little while too. I think when we're young, a lot of us do that because we're trying to make money. Jesse's my first job was a sacker at the nearby Kroger. I was 16 years old. My brother was a sacker at it was called Family Thrift Center. It was not too far from our house. He could ride his bicycle. It was crazy. Madeline says, I got $20 for the whole week. Yeah, see, we didn't hardly make any money. I think the very first waitress job I got, I think I made like $1.10 an hour, plus if I made tips. So it wasn't a lot of money. Anne says that she remembers her first babysitting. She was 13 years old. The little girl was 3. I did not want me to help her going to the bathroom when she fell in. That's bad. Nancy says, I understand that, Anne. I was a waitress many times. I worked at Olive Garden as a hostess and had to learn about the wines. I was a waitress many times because it is good money. You know, like there were a few places that I worked as a waitress, and there were people that had degrees in college and they couldn't find a job with their degree, and they were waiting tables and to make money. Don't anyone babysit at some point? Didn't everyone babysit at some point? I think that's probably true. But it's a lot of different jobs that you do when you're young. Okay, let me tell you about this fun job. Joe saw this on I think he saw it on Facebook. And I thought, this is a good job. The person lives in a neighborhood, and he takes your garbage out to the street and brings it back in after the garbage man has come along. And you pay him $2 for each time he does that. Well, this guy has 300 houses that he does it for. He must make about $2,400 a month taking people's garbage in and bringing it back out, that can out. I thought, that is an ingenious job. Bien, hello, how are ya? I thought people can be ingenious because a lot of people just don't want to take their garbage out. So why not, you got a 13-year-old, or maybe you're even retired and you want something to do. You live in a neighborhood. Take out people's garbages. Bring the can back in for $2 each week. Get a bunch of people. It's a good deal. Jessie says they used to call us freeloaders because we had to carry the groceries to your vehicle and load them for you. Freeloaders, that's right. Nancy was 34 years old at the time of Olive Garden. How fun. Okay, I'm back. I'm having computer issues. So if it stops, I will just be back in just a second. But it's actually turning my computer off because it thinks it doesn't have anything. So can you see me now? I hope you guys can see me now. Yay. I don't know. We'll see if I can get all the way through my 30 minutes because my lives are usually 30 minutes. But I mean, I used my computer most of the afternoon, didn't have a problem. And then all of a sudden, bam, it wants to do that. When I was getting ready to start the live stream, it did it then too, and I had to come back in. And it was like, oh my gosh. Yay, I'm glad I'm back. Now I have all these pop-ups that coming up, because when I turn my computer on, all these pop-ups come up. And so it's going through this whole thing, but you guys can't see that. Okay, so best job you ever had. So tell me in the chat, what was the best job you ever had? That you would do it again, no matter what. You would do it again if you had that opportunity. That would be a hard thing for me. Oh, Diana says I'm frozen again. Am I frozen to you guys? Because it doesn't look like I'm frozen on my end or on my phone. Nancy says, I finally made homemade vanilla extract from the vanilla beans I won many months ago. Woohoo! Okay, Julie says I'm fine. Okay. I have it going right there on my phone with no sound, just so I could see if I was okay. Okay. Best job you ever had. Was it like a dream job? Was it something you went to school for? Okay. Jessie says I'm good now. Okay. Oh, pure strawberries when I was a kid. No clue the money I was paid. Eat all the strawberries you want to. See, that would be a good job for me. I do love strawberries. Angie's best job, debt collection is the best job. And she's very good at it. That would be a hard job for me. I think everybody needs to have a best job that just like fits their personality. That is just everything they ever dreamed of. Julie says it's probably the theme park, even though it ruined my neck. Free admission. I think I'd like to work at the movie theaters. That wouldn't be my best job ever, though. Best job ever would be hard for me to pick. My best job ever. I really liked working at the art center. That was really fun. I actually liked waitressing. You got to see new people all the time. You made extra money. You got to know regulars. And I know it was hard work, but it really was a fun job for me. Now I'm old. I don't know if I could waitress now. But at the time, the different jobs I had, I thought it was great. Anne says that the first few years as a real estate broker, it was fun and important to help others buying their homes. I've often wondered about being a real estate broker, but then it can be like cutthroat too. One time I was a car salesman, and that was interesting job, but it was very cutthroat. Some people that were friends of one of my daughters came in to buy a car. They asked for Sandy, and our dealership was split into two sections, one across the road. And even though the other Sandy knew it wasn't for her, that she was not the Sandy they were talking about, she sold the car. That wasn't cool. And I thought, I just don't like that. Diana's favorite one was Nurse's Aid. We were talking about that earlier. She got to take them to concerts too. Great fun. I think that everybody's personality is different. So as a Labor Day celebration, I think that it's important that you try to love the job that you do. You're working, but I would hope that you at least like your job, that you're not in a job that you hate. Anne says, that being said, later when the market fell, it was cutthroat and no fun anymore. I could see that, Anne. I seriously could. I worked at a theme park for one day only. It was a terrible job because they had me pulling stuffed animals and taking them to different areas of the park. I was stuffed. Jesse. He is so funny, I tell you. I mean, he must have Lisa laughing all the time. Seriously. Okay. But his favorite job is my retirement job, working with YouTube. See, that is fun. And Jesse is a great worker with YouTube. He is all over the place helping all kinds of people, and we so appreciate it. And look who's here, the Vineyard Chicks. Vineyard girls, just since you've come in, just let me remind everybody in the chat, I'm having some computer issues. If I freeze, it means I have to go all the way out and come back in, and then I will be here. I'll be back. And the Vineyard Chicks have a live stream in 40 minutes. So if you would like to watch them, they'll be doing some singing and some playing the piano, some guitar, some drums. Great fun. Jesse says, did I tell you I dreamt last night I was a muffler? I woke up exhausted. Oh, yes, I did miss that. Nancy's favorite job, she was a volunteer EMT. Wow. What a great job. I think that would be a hard job, too. You have to know a lot of stuff. Wow. Wow. That's true. I agree. Now, I bet she was great at it, too. Oh, girls, Anne wants to know how the competition was this weekend. The Vineyard Chicks were in a competition, I think, at their fair. And so I'm sure they'll write it in there. Okay, they said busy, but they did not advance. I don't know how many people, how many acts were in there, but you can see them perform at 7 o'clock Mountain Standard Time, and just a little bit of time. Yay. I want to use that joke. That is a good joke. Okay, so I do have my stuff with Labor Day, right? Okay, so I almost lost myself there. If you just came in, things about Labor Day. First state to ever have a Labor Day was Oregon, and it was in February 1887. First Labor Day parade was in New York City, September 5th, 1882. President Cleveland signed into law a national Labor Day, June 28th, 1894. I think there was 26 states that actually did something after they had done that, which is, I find, totally awesome. Why do we do it? We want to recognize workers. We want to really just say thanks to people that day in and day out are doing all those things that we appreciate, that make our life easier, that makes our whole country run. I appreciate that. Yeah, I was sorry to hear that too, that they weren't the winners. But Vineyard Chicks, you are the winners in our book. Always, forever. Well, I like tidbits too. I like facts. I went looking for Labor Day facts, and they had old pictures from the 1800s of parts of the parades. And I just thought that was just spectacular that people would stop, I mean, there were some stores that were open today. A lot of them were closed. The post office was closed. The banks were closed. The schools were closed. So there were people that did get to celebrate. But really, couldn't we just one day a year just close everything? I mean, I suppose you can't close the ambulance and the hospitals and stuff like that. But we appreciate all the workers. Diana says, did you ever bring in a baby? Like, did she ever deliver a baby? That would be an interesting job, wouldn't it? Now, the Vineyard Chicks are just at their beginning, and who knows what kind of jobs they will have. It's very exciting for them indeed. Oh, Jennifer, thank you so much. When you hit the like button, make sure you are still subscribed. Interesting. I hope all of you guys subscribe. Nancy says, almost. She was in labor and the hospital sent her home. The next shift was the one that delivered the baby. These are fun jobs that people had. Though, probably the funnest one is Minnie Mouse. Yeah, that would be a fun job. That's what I would think. The Vineyard Chicks were trying to think of an answer, but they didn't have any. What was your answer, Miss Sandy? For my favorite job, that's a hard thing to pick. And because different stages of your life, you like things for different reasons. I love my job with YouTube. I love my job as a waitress. I loved my job as an art director. I love teaching. I still teach. So that, I teach art still. I love that. I don't know. It's a hard thing to answer. My very first job was babysitting. I don't think I would babysit again. So that can't be a best job. I would waitress again. I would teach art class always. It's hard to say. It's hard to decide what your favorite job is sometimes. Some people do a job their entire life, the same job their entire life. But that wasn't me. Sometimes I was a stay-at-home mom and sometimes I worked. So, it changes with my seasons in life. But like Joe, he did work at 2 different mines, but he was basically a miner his whole life until he retired. It's just what people want to do. Nancy says, however, if you're talking now, my favorite job is teaching Anastasia and all my wonderful friends on YouTube. That is so cool. You didn't have to work through COVID, did you? Diana's just asking you, Nancy. That would be hard. That would have been hard. All those workers during the pandemic, that would have been hard. I'm just reading the comments. Nancy says, I am retired now, Diana, due to a disability, but that am I back? Can you see me again? Oh my gosh. It's crazy. Seriously crazy. That's right. I don't know. It's really hot here too. Well, it's down to 90 degrees now. For a while, it was like 96 degrees. And my computer is warm today, probably because of that. But technology, I tell you, it's crazy. It's totally crazy. It's frustrating. What can I say? But I knew it because I started to be no picture on my phone. And I thought, I'm frozen, totally frozen. That's the way it is. But everybody, I'm going to let you go because who knows how long it'll be before my computer does that again. And we're at 30 minutes. But everybody, I hope you had a good Labor Day and a long weekend. that you enjoyed yourself, enjoyed your family, and all those people around you that you love. And I hope you look forward to videos this week. I have been trying to do a short a day for 30 days. And I think I'm on like day 21, something like that. So I will see you next time. Love you guys. And remember, the Vineyard Chicks, the Vineyard Chicks are on in a half hour. So make sure you do that. And they were part of a parade. Woo-hoo-hoo. See you guys later. Bye.